Hi, Camaro man here. I'm just going to take you around the car here a little bit and point out a couple of things. And what I'm going to talk about today is 0 points. So when you get a car, any car, a new car, an old car, it has control points, and you have to make sure that all of those control points are where they need to be. And if they're not, in a situation like this, in a way, you're kind of screwed. But this car looks pretty straight. I bought this car online, kind of a pick and a poke thing. But if you look at the lines, they're really not bad. I mean, this is the right side door. Looks pretty good, going up and down. The lines going down the car look good. I don't see much of an issue there. I did do a cross measure of the engine compartment area here, and it is off about a ½ an inch. But when I look at the bushings, I'm thinking probably over time, it's probably walked out. Maybe somebody tried to adjust it, or it bumped into something, so I'm not too concerned about that. This side here, again, if you look at the line, pretty straight. So this is original doors, original fenders, original quarter panels. It's a pretty straight car. So mainly what you have to remember is you have to make sure that the car is flat. So as you can see, I've got jack stands under the front end. I've also got jack stands under the pinch welds in the rear and in the front, both sides. And then in the back, I've just got 2x4s that I bolted in to where the bumper brackets bolt on. And what I know is the car is stable and it's flat. At least that's, I've got that going for me now. So what I haven't done yet is you still have to always cross measure underneath the car and make sure that the chassis of the car itself is square. This floor doesn't necessarily have to be level, the car, but it has to be flat. So like I know this floor runs out at about 1 degree, so it's not perfectly level, but I know that, I'll kind of take you over slowly, I don't want to make you too dizzy, but I put lines down on the floor because what I did is I made sure that the car was going to be level. So you can see here I've got, so I know from side to side, from right to left in the car, it's level. The floor itself is level. And I know that the pitch of the floor in the garage is at 1 degree. So, I also know that I've got my jack stands set up, and that you have to make sure that each of the notches are equal. So if you've got 5 in the left rear, you need 5 in the right rear, and so on and so on. And you get it as level as you can, but like I said, it's more important that it's flat. So with that said, the car's actually pretty straight. I'm going to take you down to the trunk real quick. We're going to just take a look there. I'm not going to do much more than that tonight. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to point out a couple of things before we finish this video. Trunk lines, not too bad. See the rear sill panel, nice. Wrong stripes. I don't think this car had stripes actually. So not bad, all in all, once you get all those panels replaced, should be a nice little car. What was I going to say? So the other thing you got to kind of look at when you look at these cars, what's the overall condition of the body? So, and the one thing that, several things I checked. So the first is you look at your door pins, and you want to see if the bushings in the door pins themselves are the factory bushings. And if they are, and they're still intact or somewhat intact, like you see here, those are the factory bushings in that door pin. It's a little tough to see, I know, but so they are, which is great. But the bottom door pin bushings are worn. So I'm going to replace those. And then when I replace those, we'll close the door again. And it should take up, hopefully, a little bit of this. You know, there's a bit of drop in the driver's side door. So hopefully it'll take up this gap on this side, a little wider. So I think it'll bring it up. It should close that up. And this line here is actually a Bondo line, so I'm not too worried about that. What else? So just the overall kind of condition of the car. I mean, obviously it looks rough, but really what you want to find out is how many miles are on the car, at least to have a good guess. So for this car, looking at it, you know, I would say, I'm looking at the brake pedals down here. I'm going to have to get my flashlight again here. Hang on one second. So I'm looking at my brake pedal here, and I see it's kind of worn on the right side. The gas pedal doesn't have really anywhere. Looks like maybe the guy who owned it, I think this car was only owned by one or two people. I think I bought it from the second owner. In fact, I'm pretty sure I did. And but anyways, he's top heavy on the top of the gas pedal, hard on the right side of the brake pedal. The odometer's got 27,452 miles. So the car probably 120, you know, whatever it says here. So we had 100, right? 127,452. So a couple other things I noticed and I look for is these cars here with this Astro ventilation. I think they still called it that in '71. Is how do these work? And these work great. You know, the vents are opening and closing. I can hear them. So that's a good sign. Door regulators work good. The window regulators work good. The other thing to check, I actually learned, I forget where I learned this, but it was very helpful, is pull on the wipers and see how much slack you have in them. And you can see right here, those are nice and tight. I mean, you know, so, you know, 125,000 miles, you know, I don't think the car was really driven very hard, to be honest. I think whoever owned it took good care of it. Car's straight, never had any major collisions. It's a little bump in this left rear quarter. It's actually, I cut it out, it's gone. And a dent in the right front door, actually the right door, there's only two, so. And that's all I saw for collision-related stuff. So all in all, you know, straight car, but, you know, obviously needs a lot of work. But, you know, that's what I'm committed to do. So, again, it's Camaro Man signing off.